On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Refugee.
A displaced person who has crossed national borders and who cannot or is unwilling to return home due to political, religious, or economic reasons or because of a war.
Examples:
Global refugee crisis. The refugee camp. The community warmly welcomed the refugees.
Midnight.
The middle point of the night, usually defined as 12 a.m. or the start of a new day.
Examples:
Midnight snack. Midnight shift. I stayed up until midnight watching my favorite movie.
Consume.
To spend something, especially fuel, energy, or time, in a large amount.
Examples:
Consume a large of alcohol. Consume electricity. A smaller car will consume less fuel.
Vodka.
A distilled alcoholic beverage made from fermented grains or potatoes, typically with high alcohol content and little or no added flavoring.
Examples:
Vodka shot. Flavored vodka. I ordered a vodka tonic at the bar.
Photograph.
A picture or image that is produced by a camera, a visual representation or record of a person, object, or scene that has been captured electronically or on film.
Examples:
Photograph album. Photograph memories. I found an old photograph of my grandparents from their wedding day.
Pole.
One of two antipodal points where the Earth's axis of rotation intersects the Earth's surface, a long, slender, rounded rod, typically of wood or metal, used as a support or to hang something.
Examples:
A fishing pole. The plus pole. The North Pole is the northernmost point on Earth.
Vantage.
A position or place that provides a commanding or advantageous view or perspective, a favorable position or advantage.
Examples:
Strategic vantage. Gain advantage. From our vantage point, we could see the whole city skyline.
Queue.
A line of people or vehicles, especially one that forms outside a place of entertainment or a public building, waiting for something to become available.
Examples:
Form a queue. Queue system. There was a long queue at the popular attraction.
Extend.
To broaden in scope, range, or area.
Examples:
Extend the warranty. Extend a line. Her visit will extend from Monday to Friday.
Horizon.
The line at which the Earth's surface and the sky appear to meet, the range of interest or activity that can be anticipated.
Examples:
The event horizon of a black hole. Business horizon. As the sun set, the colors of the sky merged with the horizon, creating a beautiful orange and pink hue.
Mosquito.
A small flying insect whose female bites people and animals and sucks their blood, and sometimes transmits serious diseases such as malaria.
Examples:
Mosquito bite. Mosquito repellent. A stagnant water area are breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Peanut.
A type of legume that grows underground and is widely cultivated and consumed as a food source.
Examples:
Peanut butter. The seed of a peanut. Some people have severe allergies to peanuts and must avoid them completely.
Supplement.
Something that is added to something else to make it better or complete it.
Examples:
Wage supplement. Use of dietary supplements. Certain supplements may promote tumor growth.
Lentil.
A small, flat, round legume that is cooked and often used in soups, stews, salads, and other dishes, and which is a good source of protein, iron, and other nutrients.
Examples:
Lentil soup. Lentil salad. I made a hearty stew for dinner tonight with lentils, vegetables, and spices.
Nauseous.
Causing a feeling of nausea or sickness, often due to an unpleasant taste or smell, affected by a feeling of nausea or discomfort.
Examples:
Become nauseous. Nauseous stomach. The smell of the fish made me feel nauseous.
Vast.
Enormous in size, number, amount, or quantity.
Examples:
Vast majority. Vast desert. A vast audience viewed the broadcast.
Gulf.
A large ocean inlet or deep bay that is partially enclosed by land.
Examples:
Gulf War. Gulf Stream. The Gulf of Mexico is a body of water in the southern United States.
Disconnect.
To unfasten or disjoin something, especially to break the connection between a supply of gas, water, or electricity and a piece of equipment.
Examples:
Disconnect a plug. Disconnect the water supply. She finally decided to disconnect herself from the company.
Specific.
Clearly defined or particular to a certain thing or situation, distinct, explicit, and precise.
Examples:
Specific instructions. Industry-specific regulations. The scientist conducted a study that provided specific details about the species' behavior.
Icon.
A picture or statue of a holy person considered to be a sacred thing, a little icon on the screen of a computer or smartphone that denotes an application or a file.
Examples:
Icon for young people. Television icon. Some comic book characters are considered gay icons.
Presence.
The fact or state that someone or something exists, occurs, or is present.
Examples:
The evidence of the presence. His majestic presence. The path to a solid online presence necessitates a high technical ability.
Bundle.
A group of things that are tied or wrapped together, a large amount or quantity of something, a package or parcel of things.
Examples:
Bundle of papers. Travel bundle. I tied up the bundle of newspapers and took them to the recycling center.
Leaky.
Having a hole or crack that allows liquids or gases to pass through it.
Examples:
Heel leaky gut. Leaky bucket. The boat had a leaky hull and needed to be patched.
Fence.
A structure, usually made of wood or metal, that encloses an area, typically for protection or to keep animals or people in or out. A dealer in stolen property.
Examples:
Fence post. A brushwood fence. She planted a hedge to serve as a natural fence around her garden.
Coil.
To wind something in a spiral or helical shape, to create a coil or coil-like shape, to group or organize something closely together in a circular or spiral pattern.
Examples:
Coil wire. Coil an arm. She carefully coiled the rope so that it wouldn't tangle.
Barb.
A sharp projection or point, often on a plant or animal, a cutting remark or criticism that is meant to hurt or insult, a type of fishing lure that has small hooks and a brightly colored feather or hair.
Examples:
Barbed wire. Aim a barb. The politician's words were full of barbs designed to hurt his opponent.
Necessarily.
In an essential manner, in such a way as could not be otherwise.
Examples:
Not necessarily a problem. Necessarily true. This accident was something that happened necessarily.
Posse.
A group of people who come together for a common purpose, often to pursue or capture a criminal. A group of people who share a common interest, belief, or trait.
Examples:
Posse member. Posse of citizens. My friends and I formed a posse to search for the lost hiker.
Shock.
A strong feeling or physical reaction to a sudden and unexpected event or experience, especially something unpleasant.
Examples:
Death from shock. Shock resistant. He got an electric shock at work.
Illuminate.
To light something or to make something lighter or brighter, to make something free from confusion or ambiguity.
Examples:
Illuminate a dark hall. Illuminate my understanding. That biologist illuminated the mechanism of heredity.
Crisis.
A time of great disagreement, confusion, or danger when problems must be resolved or critical decisions must be taken.
Examples:
Financial crisis. Crisis management. The Chinese word for crisis comprises two characters, one for danger and the other for opportunity.
Ignore.
To intentionally not listen or pay attention to.
Examples:
Ignore her advice. Ignore a ban. Since independence, the area has been completely ignored.
Preconceived.
Of an idea or opinion, formed beforehand, especially without evidence for its truth or usefulness.
Examples:
A preconceived notion. Preconceived opinions. We should start a discussion from scratch with no preconceived ideas.
Attend.
To be present at an event, to go to a place.
Examples:
Attend a meeting. Attend service. We must attend to this matter.
Narrative.
A story or a description of a series of events or process of telling a story.
Examples:
Narrative poetry. Personal narrative. The narrative handles multiple plot lines and has unpredictable ends.
Dominant.
More important, influential, or easy to notice than anything else of the same type.
Examples:
Achieve a dominant share. Dominant force. Her company soon won a dominant market share.
Victim.
A person who has been harmed, injured, or otherwise negatively affected by a particular action, circumstance, or event.
Examples:
Victim support. Victim compensation. The victim of the crime deserves justice and support to recover from the trauma.
Mere.
Used to emphasize how insignificant or minor someone or something is.
Examples:
Mere acquaintance. Mere incident. He lost the election by mere votes.
Tale.
A story made up in someone's imagination, especially one full of action and adventure.
Examples:
A fairy tale. Tale of horror. Ghosts in folk tales are almost always malicious.
Dimension.
A measurable extent of a particular kind, such as width, height, or length.
Examples:
New dimension. The crosswise dimension. Overall dimensions are approximately 400 by 200 millimeters.
Pity.
A feeling of sorrow and compassion caused by the suffering or misfortunes of others, an object of contempt or disdain.
Examples:
Allow self-pity. Pity speech. It is a pity that the concert had to be cancelled due to the storm.
Sorrow.
A feeling of deep sadness, grief, or regret, especially for something lost or ending.
Examples:
Deep sorrow. Sorrow for sin. The death of her best friend filled her with sorrow.
Repetition.
The act of doing or saying something many times.
Examples:
Repetition of the word. Habitual repetition. Repetition is the mother of all learning.
Stereotype.
A fixed and unvarying idea or image that people have about what someone or something is like, but which is often not true in reality and may cause hurt and offense.
Examples:
Avoid stereotype. Negative stereotypes. Changing stereotypes about LGBTQ requires considerable effort.
Novel.
An extended fictional work in prose, usually in the form of a story. Adjective, original and of a kind not seen before.
Examples:
Historical novel. Novel effect. The novel has largely gotten positive feedback.
Incomplete.
Not having all the necessary or appropriate parts, not yet finished.
Examples:
Incomplete information. Customer with incomplete credit histories. The researcher criticized the study due to incomplete data.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
Nation-state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Gravity.
The force that attracts a body towards the center of the earth or towards any other physical body having mass, a manner that is solemn.
Examples:
The attraction of gravity. Preserve my gravity. The astronaut felt weightless in space due to the absence of gravity.
Horrible.
Extremely unpleasant or bad, causing fear or disgust.
Examples:
Horrible accident. Horrible smell. The experience was horrible and left a lasting impression.
Parallel.
Being everywhere equidistant and not intersecting, of or relating to the simultaneous performance of multiple operations.
Examples:
A parallel case. Parallel processing. He walked a road parallel to the railroad.
Universe.
Everything that exists, especially all physical matter, including planets, stars, galaxies, and all other forms of matter and energy.
Examples:
Theory of the universe. Expansion of the universe. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old.
Puppy.
A young dog, usually less than a year old.
Examples:
Puppy in a pet shop. Nurse a puppy. She adopted a small brown puppy from the shelter.
Vertebra.
A bone in the spine, or the spinal column forming the supporting structure of the spine and protecting the spinal cord.
Examples:
Cervical vertebra. Vertebra injury. He uses a vertebra traction machine for his treatment.
Roughly.
Approximately, but not precisely, with a violent manner.
Examples:
Roughly explain my idea. Roughly speaking. 5 miles is roughly similar to 8 kilometers.
Circumference.
The distance around the outside of a circular or curved object or area.
Examples:
Angle of circumference. Chest circumference. The circumference of the Earth is approximately 24,901 miles.
Paw.
The foot of an animal that has claws or nails, such as a cat, dog, or bear. A person's hand, especially a clumsy or heavy-handed one.
Examples:
Paw print. Paw pad. The cat batted at the toy with its paw.
Intent.
A strong determination or attention to do or achieve something. Adjective, having a strong determination to do or achieve something.
Examples:
The intent of a question. Intent gaze. The designer's intent was to create a minimalist aesthetic for the interior of the building.
Quantify.
To express or measure something in numerical terms.
Examples:
Quantify the results. Quantify blood flow. He tried to quantify the amount of product that was needed to complete the job.
Humanize.
To make something or someone more humane or compassionate, To make something more relatable or understandable to humans.
Examples:
Humanize my pet. Humanize a room. The charity event aims to humanize the homeless rather than treat them as mere statistics.
Entrust.
To delegate or assign responsibility or authority to someone else, to put trust or confidence in someone's abilities or judgment.
Examples:
Entrust with responsibility. Entrust money to him. I entrusted my keys to my neighbor while I was on vacation.
Flee.
To leave by running away, especially out of fear or danger.
Examples:
Flee their homes. Flee abroad. It is a basic instinct to flee from a dangerous situation.
Brain.
The organ inside the head that is responsible for one's movement, thought, memory, and feeling.
Examples:
Basic brain function. Permanent brain damage. X-rays revealed a small tumor in his brain.
Conceive.
To have or develop an idea, a plan, etc. in mind, to become pregnant.
Examples:
Conceive of an idea. Conceive a child. I can't conceive he'd want to harm us.
Attach.
To fasten, join, or connect one thing to another.
Examples:
Attach firmly. Attach a file to an email. He does not attach importance to these rumors.
Flesh.
The soft substance composing the body of a person or animal, as opposed to bones and other structures.
Examples:
Grow in flesh. Flesh eating. The flesh of the fruit is sweet and juicy.
Individual.
A single person or thing, as distinct from a group.
Examples:
A private individual. Individual freedom. As an individual, he had the right to make his own decisions and live his life as he saw fit.
Caption.
A title or brief explanation accompanying a photograph, illustration, or other images, a heading or inscription for a chapter, section, or document.
Examples:
Caption text. Social media caption. The caption on the photograph helped to explain the image's content.
Dramatic.
Very sudden, very excellent, or full of action and excitement.
Examples:
Make dramatic changes. A dramatic rescue at sea. The statement had a dramatic impact on house prices.
Capture.
To catch a person or an animal and confine them in an area which they cannot escape.
Examples:
Capture a glimpse. Capture customers' hearts. I was able to capture the moment on film.
Dishonest.
Capable of being corrupted, not honest.
Examples:
Dishonest politicians. Promote dishonest behavior. Often in drama, dishonest personalities gain popularity.
Impressive.
Arousing admiration due to size, quality, or skill.
Examples:
Impressive performances. An impressive array of facts. The budget reduction was an impressive feat for our nation.
Suffer.
To experience pain, distress, or hardship, to undergo or endure something painful or unpleasant.
Examples:
Suffer a setback. Suffer bad grades. The older man suffers from arthritis and finds it difficult to move around.
Laughter.
The act or sound of laughing.
Examples:
Laughter all around. Bring laughter. Some doctor says laughter is the best medicine.
Sand.
Finely granulated particles of rock or mineral material, typically found along beaches, deserts, or riverbeds, used in construction, landscaping, and other applications requiring drainage or abrasive action.
Examples:
Sand dunes. Sand castle. The sand on the beach was warm and golden.
Stick.
To put something, usually a sharp object, into something, noun, a thin piece of wood or other material.
Examples:
Stick a key in a lock. Fire stick. You stick a bill in the change machine, and the coins pop out.
Discard.
To throw something away or get rid of something that you no longer wanted or need.
Examples:
Discard old beliefs. Discard the downloaded data. He discarded the old torn shirt and bought a new one.
Emotion.
A strong feeling such as love, anger, etc., deriving from one's situation, mood, or relationships with others.
Examples:
Control my emotion. Afraid to show emotion. Some emotions are common across cultures and backgrounds.
Interact.
To communicate or react with somebody.
Examples:
Interact directly with customers. Interact with one another. He should interact more with his colleagues.
Sympathy.
The feeling of pity or compassion for someone else's suffering or misfortune, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another.
Examples:
Artificial sympathy. Sympathy for the victims. I feel deep sympathy for those who lost their homes and possessions in the natural disaster.
Amaze.
To fill with wonder, surprise, or admiration.
Examples:
Amaze and entertain visitors. Amaze everyone. The magician's tricks amazed the audience.
Horror.
Intense fear or disgust, especially at something shocking or terrifying.
Examples:
Horror movie. Horror-struck look. The stories of war crimes filled her with horror.
Dignify.
To make something worthy of respect or honor. To elevate or give importance to something that may otherwise be considered insignificant.
Examples:
Dignify the role. Dignify the occasion. It's important to dignify other people's opinions and not dismiss them without consideration.
Beforehand.
Ahead of time, in advance.
Examples:
Take a seat beforehand. 3 months beforehand. She packed her sunscreen beforehand to remember it on the beach trip.
Entirely.
Completely.
Examples:
Entirely satisfied with the meal. He was entirely to blame. Later, his claim was found to be entirely false.
Flock.
A gathering of sheep, goats, or birds.
Examples:
Flock of sheep. Flock of spectator. When a flock of birds flies in, the hunt begins.
Surround.
To be all around something or somebody.
Examples:
Surround a town. A stone wall surrounds the palace. On 3 sides, mountains surround the settlement.
Maintain.
To continue to uphold or sustain, to keep in a particular state or condition, to assert or declare something to be true.
Examples:
Maintain order. Maintain good health. I need to maintain my car regularly to prevent any major mechanical issues.
Dignity.
The quality of being worthy of esteem or respect, high office or rank or station.
Examples:
Respect for human dignity. Retain everyone's dignity. The failure destroyed his trust and personal dignity.
Ashamed.
Feeling guilt, embarrassment, or remorse about something because of something you have done.
Examples:
Feel ashamed of him. Cast ashamed eyes. You don't have to be ashamed.
Evoke.
To bring or recall a feeling, memory, or image into your mind.
Examples:
Evoke a sense of awe. Evoke sympathy. This movie is likely to evoke strong emotions in the viewer.
Decide.
To make up someone's mind about something, to come to a conclusion or judgment after considering options.
Examples:
Decide a question. Decide on a course of action. She couldn't decide whether to order the pizza or the pasta for dinner.
Nameless.
Without a name or unknown, not named or identified.
Examples:
Nameless fear. Nameless child. The victim could only describe their attacker as a nameless figure in the darkness.
Faceless.
Lacking distinctive or individual features or characteristics, anonymous and impersonal.
Examples:
Faceless enemy. Faceless bureaucracy. The artist painted a series of faceless portraits to represent anonymity and self-discovery.
Regardless.
Not paying attention or considering something or someone even if the situation is bad or there are difficulties.
Examples:
Regardless of the difficulties. Regardless tread. People can pick out superior products regardless of the quality of the advertising.
Empathy.
The ability to share another person's feelings or experiences by imagining that person's situation.
Examples:
Full of empathy. Empathy for patients. Empathy is also necessary to understand history.
Evolve.
To develop gradually, or to cause the development of something or someone gradually.
Examples:
Evolve. Evolve over the past decade. Eyeless fish evolved in dark caves.
Bomb.
A weapon that explodes and is used to kill or injure people or to cause damage to something.
Examples:
Atomic bombs. Disarm the bomb. The use of cluster bombs is strictly prohibited by international law.
Drape.
To arrange or hang cloth or clothing loosely over something, typically in a decorative way, to cover or decorate loosely with material.
Examples:
Drape a coat. Drape a curtain. She draped a shawl over her shoulders to keep warm.
Dangle.
To hang or swing loosely, especially in a way that suggests instability or lack of support. To tempt or tantalize by holding out the prospect of something desirable but uncertain.
Examples:
Dangle a carrot. Dangle a pendant. The earring on her earlobe would dangle as she moved her head.
Trail.
A path or track roughly through a countryside, mountain, or forest area, often made or used for a particular purpose. Verb, to lag or linger behind. A warm trail. Follow the trail. The storm left a trail of destruction behind it.
Concrete.
Existing in a physical or material form rather than an abstract one, based on facts rather than ideas or guesses, made of or covered with cement.
Examples:
A concrete noun. Concrete examples. The president asked for a more concrete plan.
Structure.
The way of construction of something and the arrangement of its parts, or a complex thing constructed of many parts.
Examples:
The structure of a machine. Structure and function of the brain. The organizational structure of startups is often flat and straightforward.
Scary.
Causing fear or fright, frightening, intimidating.
Examples:
Scary dream. Scary story. The horror movie was so scary that I couldn't watch it alone.
Specifically.
Only associated with or meant for one thing.
Examples:
Designed specifically for men. For specifically American customers. This ad campaign is aimed specifically at young women.
Jean.
A sturdy cotton twill fabric, typically blue, used for jeans and other clothing.
Examples:
A jean skirt. Jean denim. She wore her favorite pair of jeans to the party.
Instantly.
Immediately.
Examples:
Instantly cope with. Be killed instantly. I remembered that person instantly and never forgot.
Independence.
Freedom from another's or others' control or influence.
Examples:
Financial independence. Independence ceremony. There is nothing more valuable than independence and freedom.
Democracy.
A form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
Democracy advocate. Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Republic.
A state or country in which the people and their elected representatives hold supreme power and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch.
Examples:
Republic democracy. The Republic of Art. The United States is a federal presidential constitutional republic.
Complicated.
Involving a lot of different things or parts in a way that is difficult to understand or analyze.
Examples:
A complicated process. Become increasingly complicated. He did complicated pen and ink drawings in just a few days.
Conflict.
A strong disagreement, argument, or a violent clash between two opposing groups or individuals.
Examples:
the conflict between good and evil. The long-standing conflict. He and I often had conflicts, not only in personality, but also in ideology.
Tradition.
A belief, custom, or way of doing something that has been passed down from generation to generation within a group or society.
Examples:
a tradition of a culture. Against tradition. It is a tradition in many families to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with all their relatives.
Destroy.
To ruin or damage severely or completely, to eradicate or eliminate completely.
Examples:
destroy the ecosystem. Destroyed evidence. The building was destroyed in the fire and had to be rebuilt.
Rebuild.
To build again or anew.
Examples:
rebuild a company. Rebuild communities. They are planning to rebuild the house after the fire.
Ethnic.
Relating or belonging to a group of people who share a cultural tradition.
Examples:
ethnic minority. Single ethnic group. Each ethnic group has its unique rituals.
Xenophobia.
Extreme fear or hatred of people from other countries.
Examples:
suffer from xenophobia. Linguistic xenophobia. The xenophobia in society makes it hard for immigrants to assimilate and integrate.
Morph.
To change or cause to change something or someone smoothly and gradually from one thing to another.
Examples:
morph into a different shape. Morph into something entirely different. This company morphed into an enterprise company.
Policy.
A set of rules, guidelines, principles, or procedures that govern decision-making or action, often used in the context of business or government. A course of action or plan of action adopted or followed by an organization or individual to achieve a goal or objective.
Examples:
health policy. Foreign policy. The company's new policy on remote work has made it a more inclusive workplace.
Shocking.
Extremely or surprisingly bad, or causing a strong emotional response such as surprise or disgust.
Examples:
shocking response. Shocking revelation. The news of the accident was shocking and left many in shock.